Hello, good evening and welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be doing a Flight Simulator 2020 video. Now the weather in the UK recently, just over the past week and a bit, has been pretty bad. We've gone from torrential rain to really dull and grey murky days. And when I say dull and grey, I'm talking like between 10 and 12 o'clock in the morning. It's that dark, you've got to put your house lights on, and you'd think it was coming to the evening. So to escape all this dullness and grey and just murky weather that we're having here in England at the moment, I wanted to go somewhere sunny, somewhere tropical, somewhere where the waters are absolutely turquoise. Now that could be a few places in the world, but we're actually going to go into the Maldives. Now that is a very expensive holiday destination and it's somewhere I've never been. And as Flight Simulator 2020 can take us anywhere in the world, why not go there? Now I did want to do this in the de Havilland Twin Otter seaplane. It's not available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but I do believe it's in production. So at the minute we are stuck with the Icon A5. So let's select our departure airport, and I've already got that selected up because I've just had a quick pre-test flight. Now that is Mail International. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. If anyone is from the Maldives, could let me know. Is it Mail or Malay? I don't know. But we're going to have to be taking off from Velana International Airport. That is Victor Romeo Mike. So we're going to select that up at the minute. And we're going to depart from parking lot 87. We're going to set that as our departure. I've already selected the Icon A5. I'm just going to check our ATC options. Yeah, I've already got my settings in there. So we're going to close that off. Now, the flight conditions, because the Maldives are 5 hours ahead of the UK, it is currently, does it give us the time? It's currently 2:56 in the morning. So as this is a VFR aircraft, we can't be flying now, and seaplanes only fly within the day. So what I've done, I've turned off that we're going to have other players in the video. I'm going to have AI aircraft, but we're going to do a custom or preset setting. So I've ticked just a few clouds in the sky, and I'm going to have to advance the time forward. And I thought what we could do, if I select, what time does it actually get dark? We've got sun and clouds. Oh, am I putting the wrong time? Am I looking at the wrong time, I should say? 10 o'clock in the morning, that's okay. It don't get dark that early, that's for sure. I'm sure that's not right. I saw my saying it gets... No, something's not right here. 7. Right, flight conditions. Let's try this again. So we're going to be on a preset. We're going to be on a few clouds. And 5 in the morning. So 7, it's day. That's a bit better. Definitely glitched out before. So about 10 to 6, it's going to start getting dark. So as this is a VFR aircraft, I'm going to set the time, our flight time, about 5 o'clock. That should give us enough time to make this last run of the day. So we're happy with that now. Let me just check my ATC settings. Yep, we got that there. Let's close that out. So let's get into the aircraft and get our flight done. Right, hi guys, so here we are in the Icon A5. Now like I say, the actual cockpit of this is set up very much to me like almost like I'm sat in a car. It's a bit weird how it is. Your primary flight display gives you all the information you really need because you haven't got altitude and that in the middle. So I'm going to get this started up. As soon as I do that, because I've got the air traffic control set to automated, we're going to ask to be pushed back. So I'm just going to go through the startup procedure. I haven't actually read the procedure, so if I'm doing this incorrectly, please comment down below if you feel you have to. But in this video, I'm not being 100% accurate, but I'm going to do it properly so we can get the aircraft started up. Now, the first thing I want to do is put the master switch on. And that's going to just turn the electronics, the avionics, everything on. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because there we are on the runway. Now, to get the plane started, we need to put the fuel pump on, which in this aircraft, just imagine we were just looking up above behind us, behind our shoulder. We need to switch that on. So the fuel valve is now on. What I'm going to do next, I just want to turn the transponder onto standby, so that's ready to be used. I'm then going to turn the magneto, set it to both, and when I click start, there we go. The engine's up and running. So we've already requested pushback. We're going to let the parking brake off. Get the mouse over there. He's pushing the aircraft back. I can feel that through the gamepad. It does feel like the aircraft is moving. And I'm just going to check if we've got anything to the side of us.
777 requesting the end of pushback.
Okay, so it's stopping pushback.
777 request to end pushback received.
Right.
Ground Hellspawn 777 ready to taxi, departing straight out with Alpha. Hellspawn 777 taxi to and hold short of runway 36 using taxiway. Contact tower on 123.9 when ready.
Okay, so we've got to contact the tower.
Taxiing hold short runway 36 via taxiway Hellspawn 777.
Okay, so we've got to taxi to runway 36. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the strobe light turned on. I'm going to get navigation lights turned on. I'm going to get taxi lights turned on. Now this is a bit of a weird runway because we're on the left hand, well, the runway is onto our left, but the taxiway is on the opposite side of the runway. It seems like there used to be two runways here. I don't know the full layout of the airport, but what we're going to do, we're going to small amount of revs on so we can get the aircraft moving. Just going to check to our left, make sure nothing's in our way. Hold position.
Hellspawn 777, continue taxi.
So we're about to go.
Roger, Hellspawn 777.
Okay. So we're just going to make sure we move far enough away from this guy. Turn back round. Now I don't know whether the other traffic she was referring to was the traffic on the runway. Might have been. I'm not 100% sure who they were talking about. Now this taxiway is weird because we're going to be taxiing down by the runway, and we're going to be coming up to one of the main terminals at the top, where you've got a lot of the commercial aircraft. But as we're taxiing down, I don't know if you can see that on the primary flight display, but in a minute we are going to run out of taxiway, and the only way to continue taxiing is to go out onto the runway, which is a little strange. If I cut through here, you can now slow us down again. Taxi around this part here. Well, I've got no ground charts whether I'm going the right way. I have no idea. But in doing this, we can get to the threshold of the runway and actually line up on 3.6 where we're asked to. So we were asked to hold short of the runway. So what I'm going to do, drop the speed off, put a bit of brakes on. Now you can see here that the taxiway joins there. Brakes. Right, I'm just going to pop the parking brake on, just while we wait. And we now need to contact the tower.
Tower Hellspawn 777 ready for departing straight out at runway 36.
Hellspawn 777 cleared for takeoff runway 36, departing straight out approved.
Okay, been approved. Parking brake off.
Cleared for takeoff runway 36 Hellspawn 777.
Get ourselves moving. Just check. No traffic. Should have checked that before I started moving actually. Right, we're on the main runway, runway 36, and it's the way we want to head out of the airport. I'll explain why in a second. Get my view straightened up. Right, here we go. Full power. And like I say, even the engine RPM's like a rev gauge in a car. It's a really strange aircraft a bit, I think. I think it's designed for someone who transitions between the two. Right, we are about 60 knots, so I'm going to start lifting off. And up we climb. I'm going to trim the aircraft out in a minute because I'm holding it on the yoke at the minute, on the stick I should say. Alright, so trim this out. Go. So I've trimmed that out a bit, and as we climb up on our primary flight display, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, get back in, because we're going to be heading out to Meeru Island. Actually, let's put the gear up. I don't need that now. It's going to turn the taxi lights off. I'm just going to knock our RPM back just a little bit. I'll look over the nose as well. And what we're going to be doing, take too much speed off, just dropping the nose down. We're going to be heading out, and this is only going to be a quick flight really, to one of the further islands out from the top. So we're going to start our right turn, and we are going to Meeru Island, which is the last island in this chain, which is sort of in our 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock position.
Hellspawn 777, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Tower Hellspawn 777 frequency change. Mail Center Hellspawn 777 is type icon 855 miles north of Mail. Request flight following.
Hellspawn 777 Mail Center. Squawk 0656.
So what the air
Squawk
traffic
0656 Hellspawn 777.
So what the air traffic controllers just told us to do
Hellspawn
then.
777 radar contact 5 miles north of Mail, 1,900 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
I'm just going to press B on the
Copy
keyboard.
Hellspawn 777.
that just sets the barometric air pressure, making sure that's correct. Now when they asked us to squawk, it gives us a 4-digit identity code that's actually coming on that transponder over there. The co-pilot's done that for us, and that identifies us on radar. Now we are quite high up, 2,000 feet. I'm going to drop us back just a little bit. So if I go back to the map and I zoom out one, we're actually going to be heading to this island at the very, very top here. Take the mouse off. So what I'm going to do, as we get a bit nearer the island, so you don't have to sit here through this whole flight, I'm going to cut to when we're about to land in the water. We'll dock at the island, drop off whatever this flight was for. Someone on the island requested something at last minute, so we are the last flight of the day, and we're going to drop off the bits and pieces that they need, and then we're going to head back to Velana International. We'll be flying just to the side of Mhz Island, or the main part. It links to the airport with a bridge going over. We'll see that when we go back, and for the time it might take us, we might actually see the sun setting on the way back, which would be really cool. But as I say, I'm going to cut to the landing and you'll see that next. Okay, so we're picking the flight back up. The two islands just out in front of us, we're going to be landing in the water and pulling up at the second island. The second island is the Meeru island that we want to land at. And we are losing height slowly. Now, I'm quite surprised at how fast this seaplane goes. And it's quite weird when you're flying it, and then when you drop the revs back, it's almost like the airspeed drops away very quickly. Now I'm going to put one level of flaps on, just as we're dropping the speed off. I'm not sure what the landing speed in water of the aircraft is, but I'm not going to come in too fast. Like I say, it's the second island that we want to get to. It's on the left hand side that we can actually park the plane up at. So we're still a fair way out yet, but when you're looking at water, it does make it very deceiving when you're looking at it with the height. We're probably about 500 feet. Yeah, flight level 5004, 400 feet now. So I'm going to back off on the power a bit because we don't want our speed to climb up. Okay, dropping down nicely. We are going to be coming down not too early, but like I say, it's surprising how this thing keeps quite its speed up as it touches down. So I'm going to pull back in a minute to level the approach out. Whap another layer of flaps on. I'm going to start cutting the power, and we're going to flare. And we are down. What I'm going to do, another layer of flaps on. What we need to do is get the rudder activated. That's just in transit. And We've just got to let the plane slow itself down. Turning a bit. I don't want to be turning while we're going too fast. There we go. Our speed's down. And if I got the right side of the island, I'm sure it's on this side. I'm not going to be going mad. Some more revs up to get the plane turning. We need to move it forward. There we go. Now, actually looking at it, I think I may have got the wrong side of the island. Maybe where you park up is on the other side. What we can do... Oh, we have it, the sand. Let's cut the revs down. We'll stay here for a second. What I'm going to do, let's just jump to an external view. So if you were to look at the island from Google Maps, see what I'm on about in a minute. We've just got to keep flying the drone up. I was in the right place. We just went a bit far forward. So where you're actually meant to, it's not actually built into the island, but if you look just to the middle there, you can see where the jetty would be, where it comes out onto the beach. And if I fly forward, you can even see where some of the things going out into the water should be. If we look over there, it's one of the other islands. I say that sun's setting, so we don't want to spend too long here. So from where we were there, I'll start dropping back down. We should have come to this centre here, but as I say, as it's not physically modelled in the simulator, it'd be nice if they did. We could have pulled up there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the plane off that little sandbank. We'll come back to it. You can actually see where there would have been some small boats and ships and that's pulled up. So let's get back to the aircraft, get back to the part that we should have been, and then we will be on our way back to the airport to land and finish our flight. This is where the jetty would be, because you can see how it juts out. Like I say, it'd be cool if they actually put all the buildings and things into the game as it should be. The trees need to be a bit more tropical as well. So we have done our duty, we have dropped off whatever we needed to do. We now need to be heading back because that sun is setting. It's actually not got much time to get back. So we're going to make our way back. Full power now. It's start building speed up. Take all the flaps off. And up we go. Check flaps. Yep, flaps are off. And I'll put our rudder back. Trap that back up. So I get some height.
Mail Center Hellspawn 777 is type icon 8519 or miles northeast of Mail. Request flight following.
Hellspawn 777 Mail Center. Squawk 4306.
Squawk 4306 Hellspawn 777.
So as you can see,
Hellspawn 777 radar contact 19 miles northeast of Mail 600 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
he's just changed
Copy Hellspawn 777.
the transponder back there. So we're now 4306 squawk. We've got radar contact. We're just going to be following the flight path back down the right hand side of these islands till we get back towards the airport, where we'll request to do a landing. Okay, so we're picking the flight back up. I've actually got quite closer to the airport than I wanted to. I wanted you guys to be part of it, but then again, we're about the right place. So if we go onto the ATC, we're going to jump onto the nearest airport list, which is Mail International, and we're going to request a full stop landing.
Tower Hellspawn 777 is 6 miles north with Alpha to land.
Hellspawn 777 Tower. Enter left traffic runway 36. Altimeter 29.9 or 2 and 274 at 7.
So
Fly left traffic runway 36 Hellspawn 777.
So I'm pushing B on the keyboard again, make sure the altimeter's set correctly. As it is, we've got the map up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the 3D vision now so we can get a good idea of our heading, our altitude and our airspeed. Now we've been asked to do a left hand landing, so that means that we're going to be flying the right hand side of the airport, and our turns, our base leg is going to be a left turn. Now we're quite high, but what I'm going to do, just so you guys can get an idea, and I didn't know this about the Maldives, the actual island just in front of us, not the one with the runway, but the island just there with the bridge going across the water, that's actually Mail or Malay, I don't know how you say it, and it's quite a built up area. I never ever envisaged, I thought the Maldives just completely in the middle of nowhere, there was nothing there, but there's actually quite a built up city area. There's like a stadium. There's all sorts of things there, and I didn't know that was there. That's what I love about Flight Simulator. We get to learn stuff and see areas that we would never have come across before. Just the left hand side of the runway, just as we're passing that on that A pillar of the aircraft, that area of water to the left hand side of the runway is where the seaplanes actually take off from. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be getting my landing lights on. Oh, why is that not letting us do that? There we go. So I've turned the landing lights on now. We are quite high up, but like I say, we're going to do a bit of a left sweep around Mail, and in a minute we might be able to see where the seaplanes go from. That's that area just on the left there. Sorry, I'm pointing at it. I know you can't properly see. Right, let's start thinking about reducing our height. So I'm going to back off the throttle a bit. Like I say, with this aircraft, you come off the throttle, it's almost like you can feel it slowing down. And as I've done that, the nose is immediately really dipping. So I'll put a bit of trim on. Just going to bring that back up. So that is the area on the left hand side there that the seaplanes take on and off from. When we get a seaplane officially in Microsoft Flight Simulator, not the Icon A5, I'd like to redo this flight. So there is the bridge going across that links to the main runway. And I'm not actually going to fly directly over the little city. We do really need to be dropping some height away now. That's alright. So there's runway 36 that we took off from. That's where we'll be landing back down. How we doing with the sun? Sun is nearly set. Another little island inset there. I can't remember what that's called, but that's got some restaurants and little bits and pieces on. Obviously flying is so much quicker than travelling by boat in this area. Boat trips can be up to an hour. Planes can, you know, almost easily cut that in half. And like I say, that's quite a built up area. Whether there's resorts and hotels and bits, looks like there's a bit of a dock there as well. So there's more to this Maldives area than I actually thought. I did say I wouldn't go directly over the city, but more of a port on that side as well. And there is the stadium just to our left. There's also a cricket ground as well. I think that's what's just in front of us.
Hellston 777 cleared to land runway 36. Wind 274 at 7.
Cleared to land runway 36 Hellston 777.
Okay, so I can see the lights there. Our height's coming down nicely. And a nice descent at the minute. Gotta watch we don't drop too much height though before we've completed our turn. Putting the gear down as well may help. We're not on water anymore, so come on mouse. There we go. So switching for the gear to come down. That's affected our descent a fair bit. Just going to put a bit of power back on. Yeah, we've still got quite a turn to do. Put a bit of trim back just so we can slow our descent slightly. Because we're going to end up too low otherwise. .500 feet is roughly where I want to be. And pull the nose back a bit now, so don't want to keep dropping too much height. No, we're a seaplane, we're not landing in the sea this time. There we go. Just keeping a bit of pressure on. We are a bit low for our approach, but it doesn't matter. It's quite an easy aircraft to put down. So a bit late on our base turn there. Turned out a bit too late. Didn't get my curve quite right, but I'm going to do. Start dropping back off now. If our airspeed does start to get too high, we'll drop back on the power again. So I'll let that come up too high now. You gotta watch, you kill the power too much on this aircraft. It just wants to drop out the sky, and put a level of flaps on. We are in the flap zone. 200 feet. Guide it in. Right. I don't want to drop too much height, so we're going to land past that green line. Coming across the road here. Here we are. Coming in now. 80 feet. And I'll land just over the green line. A bit jerky. And a bit off the centre line. Let it come over. I don't know what that cut out there. I should have let it float down. There we go. Right, we're going to brake. Watch this aircraft. On the brakes, on the brakes.
Hellspawn 777, turn next taxiway.
There we go.
Hellspawn 777, contact ground on 121.6.
Let's check the
Going to
clear.
121.6 Hellspawn 777.
Get the old taxiing lights on just as soon as I can line the plane up a bit. There we go, taxi lights on. And we'll head back to where we were parked earlier. And I'm going to do a bit of a left turn out. Stick it over here, I think. Right, we're going to leave ourselves here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to put the parking brake on. We are going to turn off landing lights, taxi lights, navigation lights, strobe lights. I'm just going to leave on for a minute. I'm going to knock the transponder off. I'm going to cut the engine. I'll do it the right way. Off. I'm now going to knock the strobe light off. I'm now going to turn off the fuel pump. And now I've done all that, knock off the battery master. So that's it, and we're done. That was our flight out of Velana International Airport out to the Meeru island, one of the further islands out in the Maldives. Now, I really do at some point hope they do the photographic geometry and actually mapping that correctly, because I want to do it with the Twin Otter seaplane. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, give me some comments below, and I'll be looking for somewhere else to pick in the world next time. And I really am looking forward to doing this in VR for sure. Anyway, thank you for watching this evening, and I will see you soon in more videos to come. Peace out.